it's Dave Barnett with the InvestLocalBook.com blog site, author of Invest Local and Franchise Warnings. Just waiting here before lunch for someone I'm meeting for lunch, and I figured I would stop and take a few minutes to record a little story, and we'll call it the saga of the burnt down pizzeria, just for fun. I met a guy, we'll call him G. This is a story that part of the story is in Franchise Warnings. But G decided many years ago that he wanted to be in business for himself. So he bought a pizzeria franchise. And he was so focused on earning money and doing well for himself, for example, that he used to go in at 7 a.m. every day and do all the prep work himself, cutting up mushrooms and onions and everything, just to save on the minimum wage labor he didn't want to pay to other people. This was the level of his commitment to try to earn a profit and get ahead. So he was in this franchise for about 17 years, and during that time his daughter grew up and she had children of her own, and she moved about 2.5 hours away. And a year or two went by, and then that's when I met G, because he came into my business broker office and he wanted to look for a business that was for sale in the city where his daughter lived, because he foresaw that he would eventually want to relocate himself to there to be closer to family. So we started to work on looking for a business. We eventually found one, and it was also a franchise as well. So we started talking to the franchisor of that business, and everything was getting along well. And then I went on vacation down in Florida, and while I was on vacation, I got a phone call from G, and his business, his pizzeria, had burned down. It was in a building that was attached to a small manufacturing plant where they handled solvents. And unfortunately, there was an accident of some kind. A fire got started, and some of these chemicals started to burn, and the whole thing got out of control really quickly, and the whole building was burned down, including his pizzeria. So he said, part of his deal to buy the new business was that his pizzeria was going to be able to produce the cash to create the down payment. So he was calling me just to say, call the seller of the business I want to buy and let him know that I still want to do the deal, but now I can't refinance my pizzeria in the traditional sense. I'm going to have to wait for an insurance check, and I can use that insurance money to make the down payment and buy the business. And in the end, it was going to work out better for him anyway, because only owning one business meant that he could, move and relocate and be closer to his daughter. So he had been in this franchise system for 17 years or something, close to 20 years. And in the franchise network, they always had a lot of talk about how they were a family of businesses and how much the franchisor cared about the franchisees and all this kind of thing. And the day after the fire, the franchisor called him, the main office, and they didn't ask if he was okay. They didn't ask if he was going to rebuild. They didn't ask if anyone else had been hurt or if any personal effects had been lost in the fire. They didn't ask how he was feeling in any way. They were calling to let him know that according to his franchise agreement, he was supposed to be carrying insurance on 12 months of royalties, and that they expected that money to be paid to them as soon as he got his insurance check, and to remind him to put 12 months of average royalties on his insurance claim. And he said at that very moment, he realized that he was not in a family with these people. He was their cash cow. He was nothing more than a stream of revenue for them. Anyway, so all of his warm and fuzzies got shaken out the door rather immediately. And he tidied up his dealings with them, and now he's operating another business. It's still a franchise, but I don't think he deludes himself with what kind of relationship he has with those people. Anyway, little story. If you want to learn more about the reality of franchise systems, franchisees, being a franchise, buying or selling franchises, and some of the incredibly nasty things that I've seen in the world of franchising, then you really need to get a copy of Franchise Warnings. And it's available from Amazon in Kindle and paperback format anywhere in the world. And it's also available in PDF for instant download from my blog site, InvestLocalBook.com. Thanks, and we'll talk to you soon.